Caribbean E and Tina.
Hello.
Welcome to the channel. Today we're coming with a very informative video on the facts of life. That's what I would call it, the facts of life.
I would call it preparing for the future you.
Right.
For things you'd like to do in the future.
For the future you. Yeah. And that's so powerful what she just said, because you know, on my inspirational talk, I have been talking about deception, being deceived, distorted conversations, and also curiosity, which killed the cat. And all this is relating to finance, your financial future, your financial destination. Sometimes we listen to the wrong advice from the people that don't have a clue about finances, okay? But even Eve, her actions not just affected her, but it affected all mankind, okay?
True.
And then after she got caught with her britches down, she played the blame game, okay? So, there's a lot of people that I know that's preparing for retirement, and some people that are not. You cannot blame nobody but yourself if you end up in retirement with nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, me and Tina's going to have a conversation because basically the way I came up, I ain't know anything about how to write a check. I was never taught that in my home. I was never taught about 401ks, all that stuff. I ain't any of that stuff till I grew up, got in the military, started hanging about that kind of stuff. And that's just not taught in a lot of people's families. So if it's not taught, that really not setting you up for success. If you're not taught about money, how to write a check, how to start a savings account, and Tina knows all of that.
Well, I would say like this. I got some very valuable advice from a friend, and he said this: if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to get up and go to another room. And I was like, wow, that's true, because hey, I wasn't raised like that either. I had a father that didn't even graduate high school, a mother that only completed high school, right? So just her, school, she didn't, no secondary school. And, I didn't have really the foundation on what it looked like to ever retire. I mean, people in my family, you worked till you dropped. My grandfather was the first out of our family to actually retire, have a retirement plan through the steel mills in Gary, and then live off of it. But then he had to go to Puerto Rico for that, So again, at that point, none of us wanted to move to the Caribbean or didn't think, of even doing that, because we were so Americanized in our way that we didn't want to do it. So I didn't have that either. So I had enough common sense that when I started to make money, turned to somebody who was doing good and said, what are you doing? Because I wanted to learn. And he is the one that said, look, if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to get up, go to another room. Meaning you need to go and seek the advice of those that are doing well. People that have saved, people that have something to leave as a, what's your favorite
legacy?
There you go.
Right. And it always bothers me when, cause things happen in life, people go through divorces, you know what?
Yes.
But it's always good to have something to show for your life, because you only got one life. It's always good to have something to show, something to show for what you work for.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up divorce, because you know what? Divorce can be devastating, not just emotionally,
right,
but financially as well. So for those of you who have gone through a really devastating divorce, financial and spiritual, it's hard to recoup. But can you? Yes. It's all about preparation, right? Seeing a goal. So what we did was we knew that you would be getting ready to retire. You wanted to work more. I said physically I couldn't see you going through that, because I knew physically his body was starting to break down.
Yeah, right.
And
all those years.
Yeah, and that you couldn't sustain the job you had for the amount of years you thought you could. So what do we do? So then that's when we implemented a plan,
right,
to get us here or to retirement where we'd be comfortable. So
You know what? Go ahead.
go ahead. You can go.
You know, and I'm glad she said that because a lot of brothers, single brothers, and a lot of single sisters don't have a clue of what direction that you want to go in for your career. When you retire, you don't have a clue. You're just going to get out, pay all this health insurance. Come to find out, you're going to probably need another job because the lifestyle you're living right now is not the lifestyle you're going to be living once you enter into retirement.
Not if you're going to go down in income. So that's why I said to you, I was like, you're not going to be making the amount of money that we had with you working regular and overtime every week at Republic Services.
Right.
That's good money. Like,
Right.
and for those of you that, make above and beyond, and those that don't, you imagine just living like, it breaks my heart when I hear people saying that they have to live off of only Social Security. That's tough because Social Security is not what it used to be.
Yeah, it's not. It's chump change.
Yeah, it really is. It's
It's
not
chump
enough to
change.
sustain life in the United States. I hate to say it, but it really, realistically, you guys know we're right. It isn't. So then what do? So you got to have goals, and then you have to have a time frame, and you have to start really sticking to that and implementing what you need to do. So for example, the conversation you and I had where he was like, oh, well, I tell people, make sure they have a retirement and a 401k. And I said, that's not everybody. I didn't have a job that had a 401k and all that. I had to save myself. So then what do you do if you don't have that? Well, that's why I seek the advice of friends and said, hey, you guys are doing the same thing I'm doing. What have you done to start saving? And they were like, IRAs, our own 401k, that we put into ourselves. Everything can be done, and if you don't have that time frame to put that in, because my kids are in their 20s, I tell them you've got to start doing that now, because if you want to sustain the lifestyle you all like, because my kids are they like nice things, so to sustain that kind of lifestyle, they have to start saving now so that they're not working into their 70s and 80s.
Right. And you don't want that. You working into your 70s and 80s, and some of that job might be at Walmart as a greeter, saying, good morning, how are you doing, how you feeling?
Right.
Okay? You don't want that. So this is a subject that I know a lot of brothers I work with, but I asked a few of them, I said, are you contribute to any profit sharing? They said, what's that? I said, go to H&R, get in touch with payroll, and profit sharing. That's one thing I like about my company now. We're public service.
Yeah.
And I got some real means because they treat people mean, but for the most part, this is one good part about working for public service. They'll match every dollar that you put into your profit sharing.
Yeah.
Every month. So if you put in 10, they'll put in 10.
Yes, and they did 50% on the 401ks, but you were married for the majority of your working career there, and your wife and you did not enroll you in 401k.
Did not enroll in 401k. So I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of financial embetterment for myself. Basically, what I'm saying is I screwed my own self. Because you know what? It's what you don't know will hurt you, and it's what you don't do will hurt you.
Yes.
And I'm trying to help the younger cats now, especially the ones that still work for public service, or even other jobs all over the world that you're working for, about that, because it's rare now, Tina, to have a retirement.
Yes.
For anybody to have retirement. Yeah. It's rare.
Most companies are just struggling to help pay for health care for people.
Right.
So they're definitely not any type of retirement, And then when you're doing some kind of manual labor job or something like that, I was in, retail, construction, things like that, there's no retirement. There's no 401k.
And financial management is key.
Yes.
In this season.
It's planning. It's financial planning. So financial planning needs to be part of the planning.
And what I always say, if you don't plan, if you don't plan to succeed, you plan to fail. If you don't plan to fail, you plan to. Something's what I'm trying to say. Some of you guys know what I'm saying. Yeah. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. Because some people are just living right now in the matrix, the middle class, from paycheck to paycheck.
But I feel that, if you just stick to a budget, and you see where you can maybe trim back, put that little bit into something like that, or into a savings account, or into some kind of investment portfolio, because what you don't have, you can't spend.
Right.
And it'll help you in the end.
And this is so very crucial to your life, whether you move out of the country or stay in the country.
Yeah, either way, doesn't matter, because the kids have our kids have. I mean, I don't think that, to my knowledge,
right,
they don't have any desire to move out of the country like we did, and I still tell them the same thing, that they need to plan, and they need to implement their plans, and they need to stick to it, and that urge to buy something fancy and new is not as important as saving for the future or for some kind of emergency, because how many people have to run to credit or to like Dollar Loan Center because something happens and they didn't prepare.
Now, and I'm glad she said that, because not only that, but our situation is different from a lot of other people that actually still live in the Matrix. And we have a very, very big audience from America. And a lot of people just don't plan, and they just don't prepare. They don't think about it, because right now they have fun. We had to do a lot of just moving things around. Thank God we was able to sell our house. We didn't come here with a lot of load on us. We didn't come here with a car note. We didn't come here with a house note.
Right.
We came here
but we did
financially
a plan.
free.
Yeah.
But we did a plan. We put our heads together.
Yeah.
Because it takes two, not
you're
one.
You're saying debt free.
Debt free.
We came debt free knowing, because we implemented our plan, which I sat down and said to you, look, we need to start paying this, then this, then this. We need to go debt free so that your money, when you retire, is free and clear to spend as we need to save as we need to enjoy our lives.
Right. Because you cannot enjoy your life. And like I always say, life is to be enjoyed. You can't enjoy your life when you're broke. You can't enjoy life when you're waiting in the morning and you think your car is going to be in the driveway, and come to find out it's not there because the repo man came and got your visit and took your car away. Or your home, locked you out of your house. Yeah. Constable, these people are just, I'm telling you, bankruptcy, the Matrix not going to tell you this on your 6 o'clock news. They want to make you think, wow, jobs report is good. Jobs report is great. What job? Okay? You going to work at Wendy's and be able to afford a $300,000 house? I don't think so.
Right. But then that's the thing. Do you need that $300,000 home?
Right.
Because realistically, everybody would love to live beyond their means. It would be great to have a mansion.
Right.
But then are you considering the upkeep on that mansion, the taxes on that mansion, the things that come along with the purchase, not only that big ticket item, but the things that come with that big ticket item. So in the long run, is that worth you paying all those bills on? Or maybe downsizing is the smarter choice so that you can earlier retire and enjoy life. To me, I wanted to retire earlier. I did not want to be working at 60, 70 so that I could have a big expensive home.
Wow.
It wasn't worth it.
And I told some of my peeps, and we're not trying to put fear in you. Because a lot of people have never been...
You do what you want. Like, if you want that house, buy it. You want to spend $500,000, go for it.
But a lot of people haven't been educated, because for me, I went to 2 facets in my whole entire life in reference to leaving one career job and going to another job. I was a military soldier first for a lot of years. I didn't have to worry about a thing because Uncle Sam was going to make sure it was mandatory that my check was going to be there. Okay? And as I progressed through years and rank, I got more money, and everything was good. I didn't have to worry about my medical because I'm sitting right there in the military. They're going to take care of my dental. They're going to take care of everything they need to take care of because I was an employee. Okay? I didn't even need a passport. I travel all over the world, all over the country because I was with the military. Military crew, they got prepped. But I say all that to say this. That was my first career change. When I left the military, things got different. I had to go out to get out there and find a job. Then I found a job, civil estate disposal, public services, okay? And then I retired from that. So basically, it's almost like 2 retirements, okay? But some people just have one, and you got nothing to back up on. What I'm trying to tell you, if you got a problem, you spend it every dime you got, every time you get it, you're going to have a problem.
But I mean, if that's how you want to live, then you will be one of those that is working into your twilight to sustain that lifestyle that you want. So there's got to be a trade-off. That's all I'm saying. It's checks and balances. You have to pick the greater good. What is it? Is it expensive things, or is it that you want to be comfortable in your twilight years? People, they live like they're not going to live past 20.
Mm-hmm.
Then they live past 20 and they're like, okay, well, I'm going to live it up and buy something more expensive because I'm not going to live past 30 or 40. Then they're in their 50s and they're broke.
Right.
And they're not thinking about it. And then they're like watching everybody retire who planned early.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, wow, I got to keep on working. All right, I can do it till, Social Security. Well, what is that, 65, 67 now? That's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
So you're going to work till 65, 67. Okay, well, I mean, I ain't knocking it. If that's what you want to do it.
Do it.
And then when that comes, then what's your next option? Because if you still need to keep working because you've made so much debt and you've gotten so much in the hole, then you got to dig yourself out. Because like I used to tell the kids, I use this analogy all the time, my kids can tell you, with grades. I go, it's faster to fall into a D than it is to dig your way up to an A. So why don't you just maintain an A and you never got to worry about falling into that hole and trying to dig yourself out. And it's the same thing with debt. That D is debt.
Yeah.
And when you fall into that debt trap, sometimes you're lucky enough to get out early.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes, even like with us, we are by far not perfect. We cleared it all, fell right back into the debt trap.
Right. Sure did.
And then I said, that's it. We're not doing this again. And I told you, I was like, we're going to look at everything as an investment. This home needs to be an investment. It needs to be somewhere and something that I know would be sellable and create income for us.
Income for us. And that's what it takes. Now, I love this woman so much because you know what? It takes two to tango. And the Bible said, how can two walk together except they be agreed? So in couples and marriages, and whether you're married or not, or relationships, you got to be in agreement because one can't be pulling this way and one pulling this way. And at the end of the day, one wants this.
One's going to lose.
One's going to lose. One's going to win.
Or you're just going to break.
And you're both going to be sitting, shoulda, coulda, woulda, sitting in a dumpster somewhere. You done lost everything. Like all of these gamblers in Las Vegas lost their life savings off of bad, stupid, dumb investments. And some of my subscribers, some of you are gamblers. You rather give your money away to Caesar's Palace and all this stuff, and you end up with nothing. And end up with your money, and then you know what? When you come to them and ask for something, they won't even give you a cup of coffee.
Got that right. I worked for the casino. I worked for MGM in
She'll tell you.
Detroit, and I can tell you, they like you when you're spending, and when you haven't spent, they don't know you.
See? So, you don't want to retire with a $500-$600 car payment. Now listen, this is words of wisdom. You don't want to retire with that. So if you're on your way to track, because now the car dealerships, they're extending you out. They stretching you out like a stretch limo. You want a 5-year loan, you want an 8-year loan, your credit is bad.
Or it's what you don't see because they'll say to you, oh, we can get you out of this one car and put you in this other car.
Mm-hmm.
And then what they're doing is they're putting the money in the back end. So you're thinking you're getting this great deal, but in the end, the interest and the length of the payment is what kills you because it's all packed into the deal where you're not even looking for it. Just saying. I was married to a guy in the car industry before. And my son's in the car industry and he will vouch. He's a...
And the same thing with a house because I've gotten houses. I've had about 3 or 4 houses in Vegas. And those reverse mortgages
Balloon.
is no joke. They're balloon. They don't read the fine print. Okay, when the balloon dropped back in 2006, 2007, a lot of people was coulda, shoulda, woulda. Okay, some of them still digging out of the hole. Some of them still living in homes that's underwater. And when I say underwater, I mean way underwater. I mean Jacques Cousteau underwater, deep down in the depths of the pits.
Yes, that's true.
Because that's how far, and they can never get out, but they still live in their house. They still stay there
because you have to.
Because they ain't got nowhere else to go.
You have to, because if
You know.
you were to sell it, you would never break even. They have to.
You'll never
They're stuck with that house.
Yeah. So we're trying to give you some good advice because we're retirees, we're successful retirees, and we thank God that we don't have to worry about nobody knocking at our door, nobody trying to take a car, nobody trying to do any of that. And that's a bad feeling to be in.
And you retired before 65,
Right.
before, and I retired before 50. So
it's a good day.
you can
So-
do it. It's
and
possible.
you can do it. If you need some help, we can even guide you and show you what to do. Dave Ramsey, or whoever it may be, to help you now while it's still time. Okay? Now you can speak to a person
I would
that's
say,
got common sense,
Yeah, I would
but it's
say-
hard. But it's hard to speak to a fool.
Yeah, true. That's why I said, watch. Yes, see who's doing well and then ask. But
Yeah.
I would suggest financial planning. So get a financial planner.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the bank. Talk to somebody at your local bank. They will tell you the IRA is available to start investing your money into, putting your money into.
Mm-hmm.
Start with a plan. Sit, think. Where do you want to be? Devise the plan to get you there. Stick to that plan. It is possible.
And I'm gonna say this before we end the video. This is a long video. Sorry, but we just have to give you the information. I don't care if you gotta chop it up, listen to it the other time. This is your life that we're talking about. And I'm gonna tell you something. You gotta hang around with success if you want to be successful. If you hang around people that's always broke and want you to pick up the tab, you hang around with the wrong people.
What was that about? Something with turkeys, you soar like an eagle, something with turkeys. I don't know. You guys know that saying. But, basically it says if you hang around with turkeys, what does that make you? I'd rather soar with the eagles.
I'd rather soar with eagles too, because the eagles are going somewhere. They high up. They build their nests up in the mountains. So I just wanted to share the information with you guys because I know you got a lot of questions. You put them in the remarks column, and we try to help you out, point you in the right direction because for the most part, don't be embarrassed, don't be ashamed. Some people never talk about financial longevity in their lives.
Yeah.
And they just live and they go to one job to another job. They can't qualify for a mortgage because one minute you're a mechanic, the next minute you're sweeping floors, the next minute you're doing makeup, the next minute you're cooking a burger, the next minute you're flipping cheeseburgers again.
Hey, money is money. It doesn't matter how you make it. It's how you spend it and
How you
invest
spend
it.
it. But I say all that to say this and not try to be funny or down anybody in this industry. I'm saying that when you go to the mortgage people and you're trying to get a mortgage, they want to see consistency
Yes.
of what you've been doing for a lot of years. And
Yes.
that's what got me several houses. I've been doing the same thing,
Yes.
military, I was a truck driver, I did a lot of top security stuff, and I got out, so I worked with Silver State Disposal, public service, same job, they said, great. And we
Yeah.
know those companies are reputable, no problem giving me the loan. No problem
That's true.
give me the loan. So it's just something to think about, because a profession is what you go to school for and learn about, and you want to stick with that. If you go to school to be a technician, you go to college and spend all that money, thousands of dollars that they charge you to be somebody working in the medical field, then you should be working in that medical field.
Yeah.
Or if you're gonna be a lawyer, be a lawyer.
It doesn't always happen. Like it took our daughter a while, but now she studied law and she's working for a law firm. But we have a son that's been a waiter and done, things in restaurants
Hospitality though.
since he
That's
was
the-
16, but he's worked for the same company.
Same company, good
He's
career.
Moved his way up, but he's still with the same company.
Same
and
company.
it's like you said, it's that longevity
It's longevity showing
showing
that you're consistent.
yes,
and
consistency. There you go.
and
That's
that
pretty-
you're not a liability for the
Yes.
loan that you're asking for.
Yes, that's huge. Yep.
That's powerful. I feel this. Anyway, got to go. But thank you, Tina, for putting your input because I know that you know a lot about this. And
Hey, it's nothing that I know. No, I don't know any more than the most. I just ask lots of questions and do a lot of looking into the same internet that everybody else has.
yeah, but
And asking the people that need to be asked. That's
Well, I like to make it professional. A lot of things I thought I knew when I met you. You're very smart, you're very intelligent, and you really helped me make some very wise choices. And now we both can live good because I listened to you, and listening to you helped me to put myself, my mind, and my end game together. And now we can live and not worry about a lot of crap, but we can live a beautiful and a comfortable life.
Aw. See, this is
So
why I
thank
married
you.
him. He's so sweet.
Thank you. So,
Thank
hope
you.
you guys got something for that. And don't forget to hit the notification, subscription.
Subscribe. Remember, we're still trying to get our numbers back, get our channel back to what it was. So please subscribe and keep watching.
And I'm glad you guys and some of our phone members are finding a new channel.
Yes, thank you
which
so
is
much.
Great. Keep looking. You're gonna see if you see Eric Mariani or Caribbean E, you're still gonna be able to find me. But make sure you sign up under the Caribbean E name.
And unsubscribe to the
And
Eric
unsubscribe
Mariani.
for the crazy psycho hackers.
Yes.
So in the meantime, between time, life can be enjoyed, and it's enjoyed a lot better when you get your financial business together. Because that is your life, that is your future.
Yes.
Have a good one. Peace.